Excuse me. I'm looking for some help here. With languages. You seem like you know languages, I think.
How about we get the hair out of our ears, and while in a library, we go and speak with the people whose job it is to help those who cannot find their way around. And perhaps they can help you find the Infant's Guide to Infernal. You take 5 points of psychic damage from this vicious mockery.
I'm not going to forget you. Enjoy your book. And I'm going to stomp off. Very quietly stomp off. And I am going to come back for this man one day.
Are you okay?
Rudy's ears are like drooped to the side of his head. And he is fuming. There is smoke coming out of the side of his head.
Oh, it was Edwin, wasn't it? If you really want to get under his skin, know that he wet the bed until he was 22.
CK, you hear a ringing in your head start to go off. This is an alarm from your drone that you have sent ahead of you.
You see, I tap the side of my glasses, and you see, like, there's a little bit of shining in my eyes that just goes dim as I switch over to the drone vision.
When you switch over to drone vision, you see that the bodies of these mimics and all of the fake gold has been collected into a pile. And you see a being standing before them that seems to be made entirely of fire. And it reaches out, touches this pile, and with a whoosh, it goes up into flames. It reaches out and grabs the trunk of a nearby tree, setting it ablaze, and then turns and runs.
I think I have this under control as he takes out his wand to prepare a spell. I'm going to cast Druidcraft at the top of the tree to hopefully snuff out as much of the flame as possible from reaching the other branches.
Where you snuffed, you see that there's, like, it looks like this fire has basically chewed through this tree, and only about a third of it remains in that space of the bark that you had just snuffed out. And you do have the feeling that this will only last for about a round before the fire starts to grow again.
Never mind! I don't got it!
Hey, you have a file. You said you have a file on everybody in the Mar. Can I borrow that? I need to read it.
She pulls out like Old Town parentheses out of town and flips to her page on Edwin and hands it to him.
And well, I'd imagine it's a very rudimentary page. It's probably like not more than like a page's worth of content on it. Throughout the entire rest of the time that Felicity is actually being productive, I'm just going to be reading and rereading this page over and over again.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll me another intelligence check.
Oh god, please, Felicity. Like, intelligence is like, oh yeah, 21.
As Rudy is muttering and studying this file that you handed him, or this page out of your notebook you handed him, you place the final period on the common translation of this 3-stanza, I don't even know what the right word is, message poem that appeared in Lysander's book.
Okay, so he is going to throw whatever water he can onto the stump, just to help with whatever, and then he will also then cast Druidcraft again on the one that has fallen, and snuff out that flame.
As you pitch this water and give your wand a wave, you are able to dissipate the remainder of this fire and avert a forest fire. As you turn your back on this clearing, the basically makeshift pyre of the bodies of the mimics, the coin insect things that have been bothering you all of yesterday, has started to smolder lower and lower. You start walking back towards Lysander's shop, while at the same time, Rudy and Felicity are making their way back from Old Town, the party to reconvene at their home base and share what they have discovered today. Hello and welcome back to Performance Check. My name is Ethan Mann and I am your Dungeon Master. I have 4 wonderful players with me today. Say hi, wonderful players.
Hi, wonderful players.
Incredible. Let's go ahead and go around the virtual table here. Jimmy, I believe you have our icebreaker question for today.
Yes, it is. What is your character's favorite snack?
Amazing. You want to start us off, Jimmy?
Yes, my favorite my favorite character's snack. My character's favorite snack is electricity.
Great.
Love chomping. I don't have digestive organs. I really
love
set
how
myself
you
up poorly.
Why did you come up with this question?
I was like, okay, if you want the real answer, it was because I was thinking, oh, it would be funny if we did what's your character's favorite type of nut. Because haha, that word. But then I thought, oh, that's too inappropriate, so let me change this. And now
you're caught between a nut and a hard place.
Oh my god.
Or a nut in a hard place.
It's so funny because
Oh.
I literally was gonna say that Lysander's
out.
favorite snack was mixed nuts. So.
Me too. Me too.
Oh no! Okay, I'll come up with something else.
Felicity, you're up next.
Felicity does not have time to snack. She gets so caught up in her casework, she can go without eating for like a day. And then someone will sit her down and be like, you need to eat, and then put food in front of her. And then she'll be like, oh yeah, and eat the whole plate. So she doesn't really snack very much.
Okay. Lysander, you're up.
Lysander's favorite snack would definitely be some black coffee, no cream, no sugar, and he loves to munch on... Hold on. I'm coming up with it. Oh, okay. If he could take something from our world, he would definitely be a Cheez-It guy.
Ooh, jeez.
Good choice. Last but certainly not least, we're going to jump over to Evan for Rudy.
You know, we were talking nuts for a bit there, man. And I was pondering over my head. I was like, are we talking cashews? Are we talking something specific? And then I realized that Rudy, you know, he's got to stay fueled. He's got to stay hydrated. He's always ready to battle, you know. But if he's just like grabbing a little snack before he heads out the door, skip breakfast today, it's either sunflower seeds, pistachios, or peanuts. I can just imagine this dude just like cracking open a shell with his teeth and then just kind of munching on a handful as he walks to wherever it is he's going. So I think just shelled nuts, dude. I think that's the answer.
I hate everything about that.
Shelled nut.
Let's go ahead and dive on in. When last we left this band of heroes, they had split up for a bit of investigating. Felicity and Rudy had ventured off into Old Town to go and visit the library, seeking translation guides for the cryptic message that continued to appear in Lysander's book. Lysander and CK, meanwhile, ventured back into the forest to investigate the site of the bonfire that they had encountered the night before, wherein they had seen a fire creature and they had encountered the group of mimics and insectoid gold creatures that attacked them. Felicity and Rudy were able to successfully translate Lysander's message, while Lysander and CK were once again faced with an encounter with this fire creature who attempted to start a forest fire and fled back into the bonfire from whence it came. We're going to pick back up now with Felicity and Rudy, who are on the path from Old Town back to DTR. Rudy, Felicity, is there anything that you are doing, discussing, etc. as you make this trek?
I think if Rudy's not still fixated on researching his new nemesis, I believe Felicity is gonna kind of walking quickly stop and then turn to Rudy and go, should we have tried to look up what the Stone of Souls is, or should we just have moved on?
If I had to imagine, they probably wouldn't just have any sort of information on an object of that weight. We don't quite know what it is yet, but considering how little we were even defined on Draconic in the first place, I'm not sure if we'd be able to delve deeper into Draconic lore at all.
It's demonic.
Demonic. I meant that. I meant to say that. Hey, real quick. Hey, DM, editor, go ahead and splice this over where I said Draconic earlier. Demonic.
Technically infernal, but whatever works. Felicity will nod and then go like, I mean, yeah. I was wondering if there'd be like some kind of folklore that transcends language or something on it, but I really don't want to read anymore.
I feel like if there were, we would have found it already.
And anyway, it's Lysander's book. Lysander will know.
What time of day is it right now, DM?
It is mid-afternoon at this point.
Okay. Just keeping track of time.
If no other suggestion, Felicity will just start leading the way back to Lysander's workshop, cutting through alleys like usual.
I'm following.
Okay. What is both of your passive perceptions?
15.
13. I need to raise your perception. Jeez, Felicity.
As you walk, you come again past the cottages, which lie between Old Town and down the river. With it being about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it seems maybe there's been a shift change because the streets of the cottages are a bit more occupied than they were on your trip earlier in the day. You see people in similar attire that Isla comes home in every day, Felicity, making their way back towards their townhomes, apartments, the like that are in the cottages. You see shovels, axes, pickaxes in people's hands as they head into their abodes. And it seems that people here do not really go out and about. These people seem to be coming home from work, head straight back to their apartments, doors closed behind them. Almost as if they get up, they go to work, they come home, they go to sleep. Rinse and repeat. Which is not dissimilar from the pattern that you have observed with Isla, Felicity.
Here I was hoping she'd get free time when she moved out.
Is there anything you would like to do in this area before continuing on?
Fortunately, we are still two people who are very familiar with the town. It is same old for us.
As you carry on, about halfway between the cottages and down the river, you hear a rustling along the side of the road to your right.
Investigation check.
Oh, I can investigate.
Go ahead and roll it for me.
That's a 8.
I'm gonna roll mine. That's a nat 20 plus 6.
Why did
So
I
we're
try?
a team, Rudy.
Rudy steps forward to investigate first this rustling that you hear on the side of the road. And as he does so, you start to push brambles and bush aside, looking for the source of this rustling, this disturbance. Felicity, as he does so, you see in the bush behind where he looks, 2 dark eyes poke out of the bushes and a long canine snout that comes out of the bush. Sniffs. You see in these eyes, there is a flicker behind them, as if there are flames dancing within these creatures' eyes. As not one, but 2 wolves leap from the bush in front of Rudy And Rudy, the first one's going to get a nat 1. Ooh, the second one's only going to get a 2 for a 6 to hit, which is wildly going to miss you. So these two wolves jump from the bushes. You manage to hop, spring, bounce out of the way. And these canines crouch low. They seem feral, angry, bothered by the fact that you are here. Can you two please go ahead and roll me initiative?
Will do.
Hey, I'm not seeing anything in this book. Oh my god!
Look out! Oh. That's a bad initiative roll.
See? Oh, that's an 11.
I got a nat 1 for 6.
Woof.
I gotta like remember all my features, dude. I have so much stuff to remember.
So, it's a good thing we're two melee attackers next to each other.
All right. So as these wolves spring from the underbrush and crouch as if preparing to attack you, Rudy, you are going to be first to act.
Really? Okay. I'm not attacking me. I'm not. Wow, that's not words. I'm not attacking until I'm attacked first. Maybe it's a good doggy. I'm gonna put my hands up and kind of just back away. Is it possible to hold my attack until I get attacked upon the one that attacks me first? And then could I use, I don't know what you want to call this, an attempt to kind of just show the dogs I'm not a threat. I don't know if this is animal handling, just kind of like a, hey, it's a good dog, it's we're okay. And like the hands are up, slowly backing away.
Yeah, roll me an animal handling check.
10.
You, as you are attempting to sort of like reason with these feral wolves, you see like a moment of calm come over them, and then you both see this fire behind their eyes flicker back to life as these wolves look at the rabbit that is their prey.
Ah, that's messed up.
And you are holding your action to attack, correct?
Yes. Is it also possible? Do I still can't hold the bonus action? I'll just end my turn there.
Okay. The first one is going to leap forward to attack you, Rudy. That, though, is only going to be a 7 to hit, which is going to miss you. The second one is going to do the same. That one is going to get a 23 to hit.
Uh-huh.
So, Rudy, you are going to take... max 8 points of piercing damage. 10 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
Can I please also then have you make me a strength saving throw?
Ooh. That's a lot of choices. Before I do that, I feel like Rudy's gonna go ahead and pull out that bow staff, and he's gonna swing at the one that lunged at him first. The one that did not hit.
Great. Go ahead and roll to hit, please.
There it is, okay. 21.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah! For 9 bludgeoning damage.
All right. So as this
And
first one
on that-
leaps
sorry.
forward at you, you hear the clack of teeth as it jumps past you. You give it a right old whomp on the head with your bow staff as it jumps past you. But unfortunately, as doing so, that opens you up for the second one to jump forward and sink its teeth into your extended arms from this bow staff strike, taking that 10 points of piercing damage. And then if you could please roll me that strength save.
Okay, I rolled it, and I'm going to use one of my luck points to roll it again.
Okay.
That is so funny. Ah, man. The first one was a 6. The second one was a nat 1. So I'm going to take the 6, unfortunately. Another trademark Rudy bad day.
Oh no, Rudy.
Just continuing from last session where we were getting like 3s, 4s, and 5s on those investigation checks. So as that wolf sinks its teeth into your arm, it also barrels its full weight into you, knocking you prone. And it is now completely over top of you, ready to maul. Felicity, it is then going to be your turn.
I'm gonna take out my bread knife and my butter knife and gonna shoot a look at Rudy to see if he wants me to help him with the one that's on top of him, if he wants me to go after the other one. Like he already hit him.
Rudy has fear in his eyes.
Alright, so I'm gonna attack the one that's pounced on Rudy. So we'll swing with the bread knife for another nat 20.
Okay.
Amazing.
Awesome.
So that's gonna be 11 piercing, and I get to crit on my sneak attack then. So that's 4d6. So that's 17 sneak attack damage.
Gee whiz.
So that'll be, what, 28 damage total?
Incredible. You, Felicity, drive this bread knife into like this wolf's neck, and it gives out a little like and just falls limp on top of Rudy. Rudy, it is then going to be your turn.
I still have a bonus action.
Oh, you still have a bonus action. I apologize. Go ahead and go with that then.
All right, then I'm going to stab with my my butter knife on the other one. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit.
All right, so she'll stab this other one and then make like a wild swing at the one behind her and unfortunately miss.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
What? I don't think I have anything else. Because that's all bonus actions, and I use my bonus action to swing. So, nope, I'm just gonna prep myself for in case if this wolf tries to do anything else wild.
Rudy, it's going to be your turn then.
Okay. I'm gonna start by standing up. And I am still within melee range of this guy, right? The other one?
Yes.
Okay. Bow staff still in hand. I'm gonna go for another swing.
Is it possible for me to have moved into flank with Rudy? On the wolf?
I'll allow that, sure.
What a great day. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 12 bludgeoning damage.
And as you bring this bow staff down on this wolf's head for the second time, you hear a crack, and this wolf falls dead. Can I then have you both please make me dexterity saving throws?
That's
26? That dice slid on the 1 for so long and then rolled to the 19.
dirty 20.
You are both going to jump out of the way to avoid the majority of this. You are both going to take 4 points of fire damage as these wolves, falling to their deaths, erupt in a small burst of flame.
I was gonna call animal control.
Why would that happen? Why would they do that?
Is there any remains or dust or whatever of them?
Yeah, there's some ash and some gore as well, if you like.
Felicity's gonna scoops him up in a jar and hand it to Herky to bury in her bag, as she turns and goes, "I'm gonna give it to Lysander."
That was self-defense, and then they explode. Why did they explode? Can I roll either, like, an arcana or an investigation to try to figure out what happened here?
Yeah, you can roll either. Whatever you roll, I'll tell you different things based on what happens.
We're gonna go arcana. Yeah, we're going arcana. I had to think about it there. That's a 19.
Ooh.
As you think about, as you think back to the events of the night before, you recall that you had seen eyes, or at least Lysander had seen eyes. No, you had all seen eyes in the bonfire after Lysander relit it. And there was a similar dancing flame effect within this bonfire that seemed to be similar in the dancing flames behind these wolves' eyes.
I'll hold on to that. I'll hold on to that. I feel as if we'd be able to connect those dots. So I feel like it'd be kind of useless telling that to Felicity. I think we already kind of connected that.
We should probably get a move on. Yeah, because I'm assuming if wolves came after us and all we did was go to a library, Lysander and CK might also have been attacked.
I'm in so much pain. My fur is singed. Are there, like, people around still, like, near us, Ethan, or are we just by ourselves?
At this moment, the path is quiet.
Like, the town was just full of people. How many more are just, like, waiting to hit other townspeople?
Felicity will pat you on the back and then pull out like a ribbon that is definitely supposed to be used to tie her hair and wrap it around your wounds and go, oh, they're pretty tough. They spend all day swinging pickaxes. She'll give you like a little pat, not meaning to come off as condescending, but it does probably come off a little condescending as this child is patting your shoulder being like, no, you are. You took that bite straight on.
Yeah, I didn't scream like a small child this time.
And she'll narrow her eyes. What's that supposed to mean?
I wasn't scared. We're gonna continue on. Let's go make sure that Lysander and CK are okay. Yeah, onward. Woo! Yeah.
As you two pick yourselves back up and make your way back towards DTR, we are going to cut back over to Lysander and CK, who are making their way back down the river as well after their investigation into the woods, where they came across this vaguely humanoid-shaped fire creature that attempted to start this forest fire that they averted. Lysander, CK, what are you two up to as you make your way back towards home base?
So while the investigation didn't go anywhere, the fact that we are being attacked, or at least watched, is significant.
Lysander kind of shifts a little bit. I don't understand. We're being watched from something in flames, but also from the town. I mean, how are these two things connected? Why is this thing here?
The town is probably not watching us. It is probably the company.
Right.
So, could the company be in league with these things?
You probably... Well, I guess...
I would not know.
Your memories are erased.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot.
Lysander kind of blushes a little bit. He's like...
That is what you call a joke.
Oh.
Ha, 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 ha.
Good one. And Lysander kind of furrows his brow. It was almost like he was trying to create the forest fire.
I cannot tell. Can I do an insight check, actually, Ethan? To see if he was creating the forest fire in order to cause a distraction or in order to cause the forest fire?
Roll me an insight check.
Dope. I'm gonna roll. That's 13 plus something. I don't have my character sheet up yet. Didn't get that far. I think that's just 13, but...
Insight.
I mean, I'll assist with that if you'll let me, Ethan.
You have a +1. Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage. I'm okay with that.
16 total if I have a +1.
It seemed as if you interrupted this creature, and the fact that it fled when you approached does feel as if perhaps what happened was not its plan A.
So is that you purposely not answering my question because I didn't roll high enough, or is that you...
It seemed as if the starting of the forest fire was not its intent when it set out into the forest, as if perhaps that was a means of escape.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can Lysander think back into... Oh, I guess, was it our first view of the creature? It was through your drone, right?
Yes.
CK?
Yes.
Lysander will go... What exactly was it doing when you saw it originally before we attacked?
It attacked my drone, I believe. Correct, Ethan?
It did not attack the drone, but your drone found it, burning the bodies of the mimics and coin insects that you had fought the night before.
Okay, I'm gonna...
You found it destroying evidence, basically.
It was destroying the evidence, but I got a piece of the mimic and I got a piece of some of those bodies before I left. Hold on, let me redo that. It was destroying the evidence, but I had a piece of the coins and of the mimics to analyze for later. However, that might be with Atticus, as of right now. Can I check my arm to see if my coins and my wood chips are still there?
As you open the compartment in your arm, there is nothing inside.
Yes, Atticus has taken them.
Can we trust this Atticus guy?
He is the closest thing I have to a father. I would say no.
Ouch.
Lysander definitely gives a belly laugh with that one. Fair enough.
That was not a joke.
Sorry.
You are okay. Anyways,
Well,
I believe that he wants to help me as much as possible, but at the end of the day, he works for the company. I think he's intrigued about the differences I present. I believe he is fascinated by the fact that I am deviant from the other CKs, but I do not believe that he would protect me or give me accurate information because of it.
Hey, CK, can you roll me a con save?
Sure.
Mans is listening right now.
I got a 7 plus 3 for 10.
As you say this, you feel the electricity, the lightning that has been coursing from supposedly your power source that Lysander was poking around at earlier this morning. that lightning that has been trying to throw itself off of that power source and outside of your body has finally burned its way through the containing wall inside of your body. You're going to take 6 points of lightning damage as you feel what you imagine might be akin to a heart attack starting.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
CK?
I
Are you
am
okay?
in a lot of pain right now. Can I do an insight check to see if this would be related to talking bad about Atticus or if this is something random?
Sure, roll me an
Or like,
insight
what
check.
type of check would it be?
Insight, medicine, either or.
I think I have +1 to either, so let me just double check.
Insight.
No, I have +1 to medicine and +1 to insight, so that's going to be a 12.
It feels to you as if this is the result of what happened in Lysander's shop, not necessarily about anything that you were saying.
Okay. That was strange.
Is there anything I can do? I can... he, like, pulls out some wrenches, and he's like, you want me to go poking around again?
How healthy are you currently?
He kind of, like, looks down at his hands, and his arms are a little bruised, but he's feeling pretty good.
I need you to not stand in front of me for a second.
Okay. And he kind of, like, shifts a few feet back and takes out his wings just in case.
Okay. I kind of open up my chest away from any trees or animals and, like, kind of let any extra lightning out.
As you open up your chest, there is like a unibeam from Iron Man sort of effect that happens for a moment as this like arc of lightning comes out of your chest. As you look down, you see that the power source, having been disturbed, almost seems to look like it is a bit unstable. And there is a hole that has been burned in the containment wall inside. Having let this out, you get the feeling that this perhaps will not continue to do you damage for the immediate future, but that this is going to continue to be a problem unless it is addressed by one who knows how to fix it.
Do you know how to fix my achy, breaky heart?
Do I, oh magical DM?
You're certainly welcome to try.
Okay,
You
I-
poking around also led to this situation.
I know.
So let the dice roll how they will.
Okay, hold on, let me think for a second here. So is your chest still open?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, there's no more... I didn't, like... Because it's all puttered out, I didn't close it, right, Ethan?
That's fine with me.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Awesome. This is what I'm going to do. I almost said Aladov. Sorry. Lysander is going to take out his... He has all these wrenches in his hands and these like kind of tools from his bag and under his cloak, and he kind of looks at the hole and he kind of slowly puts his stuff away and takes out his wand. And he's just going to cast Mending on this hole. Technically, it's a single break or a tear in an object that I touch, such as broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, blah, blah, blah. And if it's a magical item, I can't restore magic, but I do fix whatever is broken.
As you cast this spell, you see the hole that has been burned into the containment wall close itself back up, as if a wound healing itself in a very fast time lapse. But you do not get the feeling that this has solved the instability of the power source. You've perhaps alleviated some discomfort and bought an extra level of protection should another surge happen. Perhaps resetting the DC on the con saves that Jimmy had to make at the start of every round, or every one of their turns at your shop when you were fighting the Shambling Mound. But it has not permanently solved the problem.
Okay. Lysander will kind of watch this magic happen, put away his wand, and say, It's not a for sure fix. I'd have to learn how you work to fix you further. As much as I hate to say it, your best bet is probably to go back and fix the issue. I'm sorry for putting you in this predicament, but I mean, at least the hole is fixed.
It's okay. I believe that some of Atticus's upgrades will overloaded my circuitry, plus you poking around inside. It was bound to happen, eventually. I will go back to Daddy.
Please don't ever call him that again. That's...
You don't like me calling him Daddy Atticus? I thought that that's how you would call someone who is a father.
No, God, no. God's above. Listen, if that's what you want to call him in private, I don't care.
Isn't this private between one friend and another?
You know what? You're so right. But then, as we walk and continue, Lysander will kind of turn his attention back into the burning of the coins and the mimics and say, why do you think he was even trying to destroy that evidence? I mean, I get it, like, it caused harm and issue, but those things were attacking us and led us into that forest. It seems strange that all of this is connected somehow and drawn back to us and my shop. Why were they even there in the first place?
Everything is baked in disguises. Perhaps they were getting rid of the evidence of spying.
But why were they spying in the first place? What does this all lead to? That's what's on my mind.
I do not know. My best assumption is that they want to get some sort of information either from the town or from the company. I have no clue if these things are against the town, if they are with the company, or if they are against the company. My guess is that they might be against the company because the CK units were deployed. However, that could be a ruse.
True. Well...
Could be a red.
Shut up!
Well, maybe Rudy and Felicity found something out, and we should reconvene with them, see if they have any new information.
We should. I bet they had not as many enemies as we had.
I know, I bet they had such a nice, relaxing time, and Rudy made his new best friend, and they're gonna go out for tea and coffee soon. And I just have this feeling.
And maybe even date.
Yeah, I just have this feeling that Rudy is just, like, super happy with who he met at the library, and, like, so excited about, like, maintaining that friendship for, like, years to come.
I hope they fall in love.
Me too.
As you say this, you break the tree line back into the edge of DTR as Felicity and Rudy are approaching Lysander's shop. And Rudy has a what looks like to be like a hair tie kind of thing, like a hair bow tied around one of his arms.
Oh boy, did you hurt yourself while I was gone?
And as I was saying, Felicity, like, I just went up to him and I asked him, hey, do you have any information on Infernal? And he just insulted me over and over and over again. Over and over again. That hurt
Is this
worse
the type of
than what we
privacy
went through.
you were talking
Not
about
now,
earlier,
CK.
Lysander?
Not now, CK. We have been through too much. I need a nap now.
Can I see your arm?
Rudy is just gonna just hold his arm out.
I'm gonna undo
No.
undo the...
Ow.
bandage that he has and cast Cure Wounds. And I forget, is it you or a different DM that says if you're like out of combat and you're casting it just as like a spell where you have extra time, you can do full hit points, or is that a different DM? Ethan.
That's definitely not me.
Okay.
I kind of am okay with that, though.
You
Okay.
do that with healing potions, Ethan. I didn't think.
Yeah,
you did it
I
with
do that with
spell.
healing potions.
Okay.
I
I was just wondering, if we were like, oh, we have 10 minutes, so my Cure Wounds does its full effectiveness if we wanted to do that, or...
Right. Yeah, with healing potions, I let you use an action to get full healing, bonus action to roll for it. So I'm okay with that. With
Okay.
New homebrew rule.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like this as someone who has healing. I also have lay on hands, but I only have 1 HP of that left, so I'm gonna save that for a rainy day. But take
As you
11
say
points
that,
of healing.
rain clouds suddenly appear. Everybody roll initiative. Beholder, let's go!
No, please.
I have 8 health right now. Please.
Felicity, as like CK's healing Rudy, just go, no, he became a dick ever since he went off to college. Got a big head. He used to try to
Literally
teach me
too.
checkers.
Literally
CK,
too.
you remember what I said earlier back there about Rudy and how I had a feeling about something? Maybe just keep that to yourself.
Do you think we were wrong about this feeling? So sudden and new?
I felt it the moment I laid eyes on him.
Wait. Felicity's gonna look at Lysander and then look at Rudy, completely misinterpret, and go, ew.
No, Felicity, not.
No, what you guys do on your own time is your own thing. Here's your book back.
Love is love, Felicity.
How completely woke of you, Felicity.
Listen, she's like, no, it's not.
Wait, who do you think Lysander
Kinda
is in
smelly.
love with?
And she's pointing at Rudy.
Rudy?
He's kinda
I
smelly.
thought Rudy fell
You're a
in love
criminal.
with a new person today.
No, God damn it, no.
That
I'm going to
was
kill
a feeling that I got completely unrelated to any feelings Lysander has.
I'm going to kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna do it.
No, everyone, and he like takes the key out of his pocket and unlocks his hut and opens it and he goes, just everyone get in, just get inside.
So you go past the big hole in the back,
Say,
around
Felicity
the
just
building,
looked through the hole.
Yes,
unlock the
he
front
is-
door.
He is trying to live life as normal as possible. As he walks past the hole, he goes, no one go through in there. No one
Felicity's
touch that
already
hole.
stepping through.
And we go, no, Felicity, get out of there. We're walking through the door like normal,
Why did you just
very
to
human
Rudy when you
rabbit
said
people and
don't
robots.
touch that hole?
I want to touch the hole.
No one touches the hole. Not unless I say
She's gonna
so.
cover her ears and go, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yes, he walks to the door, Ethan. Yes, he walks past the hole
Rudy.
to the door and unlocks it.
Rudy is going through the window that is right next to the hole. Just like he did this morning. He's gonna crawl right through the previous
It's fine.
morning.
Everything is fine. I am okay. I am fine. I am above a rainbow. And there's flowers. And they smell really, really good. Everything is
Why are there
fine.
We were
flowers
attacked
above the
by
You
rainbow?
want
explosive
some music
wolves
or
earlier.
something to go with that?
He goes in and he just pours a cup of black coffee and sits and waits for everyone to get inside, however they're getting in.
All right. As you all gather up here in Lysander's shop, how do you start this conversation to debrief each other on what has happened since you parted ways?
We found a fire demon that was destroying the evidence.
Was it a wolf?
No, I believe it was a horse.
It had the vague outline of a humanoid shape.
I believe it was a
I was gonna
humanoid.
say.
Hold on. No, it looked like a normal human except on fire.
Did you put them out?
No, they ran away. But they almost
put
started a forest fire, which we
Put a
stopped.
tree out.
Well, I'm glad the tree is safe and not the human who was burning.
No, it looked like the character that I saw in the flames that night when we revisit. That night that. Wait, hold on.
I thought we saw a horse.
Wait, we did?
There was clippity-clop of each little hoof or something.
Wait, really?
Are we making
Am I
up this
insane?
fire horse that may or may not have actually existed?
Wait.
You saw white eyes in the fire, and you heard the cry of a warhorse.
Okay.
So a horse is the real. We just
So
have to find
above table, wait, above table, was the character that we saw? Did it look like that same white eyes in the flames?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm gonna take it back. Okay. No, Felicity, it was, at least I think it was, whatever I saw in the flames that night. With those white burning eyes. It was demonic. It wasn't human.
It was infernal.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that explains why. So, Rudy and I were attacked by wolves that blew up into fire.
Wolves?
Yeah, they were just wolves. Rudy checked a bush, and they didn't like that.
It was their bush.
Oh.
They were
It
not
was-
very happy.
They were not very happy. That's why she'll gesture to Rudy's healed arm.
And I felt bad putting them down. And then they exploded, and I didn't feel so bad anymore.
They exploded?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I wish I knew more. They just blew up. It reminded me of what we saw earlier, but they just exploded. They just did. I have no further explanation besides they exploded afterwards, singed off half my fur. It's great. It's fine.
This was
I'm okay.
in town?
Yep,
Yeah, we
and
were at the cottages.
we're the only ones who saw this, or at least the only ones who I know were around. There was nobody else near us. I can't imagine what would have happened if some other townsperson happened to be walking down the street by themselves.
But yeah, so that wasn't really, that just happened as we were coming back. But we went to the library. We found.
Did you find anything?
We found Rudy found his arch nemesis, Edwin. You wouldn't know him. He never comes down here.
I hope he never comes back.
He
I
probably
really thought it was
will.
love.
His family enjoys his visits. They're the only ones who do. And do you know anything about the Stone of Souls?
Can I roll a history check for that, Ethan?
The listeners can't see me. Yes, go ahead and roll history check because I nod vigorously.
It's those pretzels. Munch, crunch, munch.
All right, that is a 12.
That is not a term that rings a bell to you.
Oh, come on! Throw me a bone!
Oh, you want a bone? And Felicity will take out the charred remains of the wolves and hand it to
Here's
you.
a femur.
He kind of like holds it in his hands and kind of drops it like, no, I've never heard of, I don't think I've heard of anything about a Stone of Souls. Why? What is that?
Oh, it's what your book keeps chanting at us.
You were able to decipher it?
Well, yeah. Well, yes.
How? I haven't been able to decipher it. And wait, what does it say?
Felicity is gonna raise an eyebrow. Did you ever try the library?
I don't really leave my my store.
And Felicity will reach over and give you a pat that is meant to be comforting, but comes off as condescending.
Thank you, 14-year-old. Now hand me my book.
Felicity will hand it to you, and then also hand a sheet of paper that has the poem written on it.
Claudia, if you go over to the handouts section of our Discord server, would you please read us the message from Lysander's book?
Yeah, let me just take a second. Give me 1 second, I'll get there.
Wow, Lysander, you sound like me.
Handouts, you said? Oh, I got it. Okay. Lysander will open the book and see all of the inscriptions and then hold the transcribed version in his other hand and read. To find that which you gave away, to seek what you have lost, retrieve for me the stone of souls and pay the final cost. The mount of flame must burn again and claim its long-fought foe. Let battle ring, let terror reign, let end this tale of woe. I hunger for the taste of life, the world be tempest-tossed. Retrieve for me the stone of souls, reclaim that which you lost. And he kind of shoves the transcribed poem into his book and closes it. I knew it. It was coming. Stone of Souls. I don't even know what that is. Is it here? In this town? And he kind of like shouts to the book. Stone of Souls. You never told me what that was. I don't know what that is. That wasn't in our deal. Sorry. Thank you, Felicity.
Rudy did help by getting yelled at.
It was a great time. I had a great time. I'm not bitter. You're bitter.
CK, do you have anything in your databank about a Stone of Souls?
Yeah, I'm going to roll a history check. That's a natural 20. Plus... history is a +1, so 21.
CK, as you search the database to which you are hooked up, you come across a couple of things that seem like they might be tangentially related, but the thing that seems most applicable to you is actually a common Maple Morrow fairy tale that is told to the children of the town. It's especially popular in Old Town. I'm going to send this to you and have you read this to us. And if you need any help with pronunciations, you are more than welcome to ask.
All that I know about the Stone of Souls is that there is a fairy tale. Once upon a time, the valley that would come to be known as Maple Morrow was ruled by the great winged creature Sofandreki.
You've got to roll your R, CK. That's how my mom did it.
I don't have a tongue to roll. Sofandreki. The few brave souls who dared to live in the valley knew to cower when the kaleidoscope reds would reflect off his scales across the treetops. The fire from Sofandraki's belly grew so powerful it was said to have a mind of its own. The hoard he sat upon absorbed so much magic from he who oversaw it that it became animate. One day, a great and powerful wizard, Savar Salus, came to the valley, having heard the stories of the great and terrible tyrant. Hoping he might help the inhabitants of the land, the wizard constructed a majestic tower while he searched for the dragon. the day came that Sofandraki and the
Roll
wizard
your R.
Sofan
Dreki. Sofan
Dreki and the wizard engaged in great battle. It is said that the fire danced to wild melody, Seleucus's magic countering it as a perfect partner. After 3 days and 3 nights, Seleucus gained the upper hand over the dragon. After the endless battle, the wizard had not the power to slay the beast, managing only to sink the dragon into a deep sleep. Through magics old and lost, the old mage transferred his soul into a deep crystal so he might forever maintain the spell, keeping the Morrow safe. As the years passed, the great slumbering dragon was buried by time. It is said the Dragehall Mountains are formed from the ancient spikes upon the dragon's back. Yet, despite the beast's eternal slumber, the leaves of the forest burn again, quenched by Seleucus's sacrifice.
It was better when my mom told it.
Can I roll a performance check to see if that's true?
A performance check.
Performance check.
Absolutely.
Wait, they said the thing. They said it. Whoa.
22!
I will let you all do with that as you will.
You are trying to convince a child that your rendition is better than her mother's.
And I got a 22.
Yeah, she's
sorry.
not gonna believe you.
And I got a 22.
That's not a persuasion. She doesn't believe you.
I think the king should give over his kingdom. Can I roll a persuasion check?
I said I seduced the dragon.
So you're telling me some wizard came and some childhood story thrived, and that's where this Stone of Souls came from?
Yes, I believe it is related to the festival happening soon, where it appears as if the forest is on fire.
Maybe it is. I don't know. They don't let any kids go near it.
Wait,
It
what
does-
festival? What festival are you talking about? I know I've been here for years, but I don't know. Just tell it to me like I know nothing.
The festival that's happening later this week, I believe. Correct,
The
Ian?
day of burning.
The Day of Burning is happening in 2 days, 2 nights,
Weeks.
2 weeks. It is happening in 2 weeks.
Jimmy's not the party note taker.
I am not. I specifically chose a character that could have its memories erased at any moment, so I have not been taking notes so that I don't have to delete them.
Wait, so you're telling me there's this festival, okay?
Yeah.
Is there do you see this stone? Does it come out?
The trees just burn. They usually give out apple cider, and they also in hot chocolate. And there's lots of little it's like a little celebration. You would know.
I know, I do know. I know it very well. I had the hot chocolate last year, and it was subpar.
I lied. There's no hot chocolate.
You little brat. You're above a rainbow. You're above a rainbow, and there are flowers, and they smell really good.
Let me serenade you.
Please don't.
When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your hand in your head and nothing more than his wife.
Okay. So this festival, maybe it has something to do with the fire that we've been seeing in the forest. I mean, has something like this happened before the festival? These things that we've been seeing and dealing with?
Can I roll a history check to see if the H or the
I'll roll
CK?
a history check as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
I got a 16.
I got a 9. I don't care about some dumb trees.
This is a story that is somewhat associated with that festival. The common, the pseudo religious, spiritual. That's not the word I'm looking for. Not supernatural. What word am I looking for? the... Don't say the name of the Scottish play in the theater. The superstitious belief is that the fire catches these leaves on the trees as like a reemergence of Sofandreki's fire and is then quenched by Selus. So, I mean, yeah, this story is somewhat connected to that festival, typically.
I don't know. I thought it was an excuse to set the trees on fire for pest control.
Fair enough. Lysander's just gonna take his book and sit at his desk and start kind of scribbling in it.
Felicity is going to, like, see Lysander and see that Lysander's really taking stock into this fairy tale, and then be like, you could check the old tower that's on the island, but we'd have to swim or get a boat.
An old tower?
Yeah, we passed it when you got arrested. Did you not see the tower sitting in the middle of the river?
I guess I didn't notice. Okay, noted. I'll have to go
DM,
there.
feel free to correct me if I am just speaking out my rear end.
You're correct.
Or if I'm saying something that Felicity should not know.
No, that seems like a logical conclusion to me.
Tower.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just, it's out there. It's old. They don't do anything with it.
Maybe the Stone of Souls is there. Okay.
Not very well protected then.
Thank you for transcribing this, for telling me about the story. This is the furthest I've gotten in my work in years.
Well, when you lose someone, it sucks. So you should do all you can.
Thank you. Does anyone want coffee? I made a fresh pot.
As the sun starts to set on this afternoon of conversation and discussion, is there anything else that anyone in the party would like to do?
Can I help you?
Jimmy? What's going on over there?
You notice CK start tapping their fingers again.
Oh.
Out of
I
sight
was like,
of their eyes.
what is happening over there?
I literally just, for our listeners, Jimmy has just been like squeezing the camera as if like, trying to squish one of us, and we're like, there's too much blur, Jimmy. You're gonna have to.
I was doing it so that like if they noticed, their characters would notice instead of saying like roll for perception or roll for like you notice that I'm doing something. But
I just thought you were being like, hi.
No.
And they were like, yeah.
I want to say something. Hi.
No, you notice me start tapping out the code again, saying Atticus said not to go back to the castle. To me.
Oh.
Wait, why? Some old man's not going to stop me from doing this.
Well, we don't need to go to the castle. It's outside the castle.
CK, and he kind of like furrows his brow and leans a little bit forward and he goes, you even said it yourself. Can you even trust him?
I tap out, no.
Why doesn't he want us to go then?
Atticus? Are you listening?
I mean, I could always figure out where he lives and we could find him.
Yeah, I thought you already had everyone's home addresses and
Most of them.
full
I've
security
never
numbers.
seen Atticus before.
Fair enough.
He said that they're doing DTR tonight.
Defining the relationship?
It means doing resets on memories.
They're doing that there.
Tonight. At
Why
the castle.
Why not back in their home base? Why the old wizard tower?
Well,
Fine.
the wizard tower is close enough. we might be able to get away with going to the wizard tower, but it would be dangerous for me to go back near the castle.
Destroy. Defraud. Defrag.
Down the river.
I was gonna say down the river. Wait, I'm confused. Wait.
Maybe reread your message, Jimmy.
They need you in down the river tonight, that's all I can say. I just assumed down the river meant the memory wiping.
Down the river is the name of the district of the town you are currently in.
They need you in down the river tonight. Who's they? Who's they?
The connection has closed.
Ah, fuck.
Okay, so wait, let's go back. Wait. Okay, so say your message again, Jimmy.
I'll say everything just out loud, word for word. You receive a message in your mind from Atticus 373. Don't come back to the castle tonight. Next message, they need you in DTR tonight. That's all I can say. Next message, then you feel the connection close.
That's the DM saying then you feel the connection close between you and Atticus.
What's happening in down the river?
He wasn't part of
tonight?
our secrets conversation. Otherwise, I'd throttle him.
This old man.
I think that we need to rest regardless. So maybe it would be a good idea to rest for today and see what happens tonight. And tomorrow morning, when we're refreshed, go check out the Wizard's Tower.
We also have our meeting with the cultists tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Who may or may not know anything, which will be fun.
Cultists. I hate meeting with cultists. Okay.
Okay, so
When are
Isla
we
said
meeting
I
with
should
them?
not call them cultists. I should just, it's just what they do. They're just worshipping.
Yeah, sorry, that's very unwoke of us. Okay.
And Rudy
So-
has a date tonight.
Rudy? I knew there was a love connection. I felt it.
No, I'm talking to my business partner about business, Felicity.
Oh, you just were really nervous about it. So like, I assume that's like
Well,
was date material.
when my entire livelihood, wraps around my business, for all I know, Jargatar could just say that he's closing the place down, and then I'm just, screwed forever. Not that we're doing super fantastic over there or anything, if that isn't apparent enough. It could be closed. Maybe he wants to do something else. Maybe he wants me to take on more responsibility. Regardless, whatever he wants to talk about, it's probably important, because I don't have much else going on. So,
Okay.
as a matter of fact, I think I should probably get going to that shortly. Classes have likely finished up unless Jargatar is doing a one-on-one or something with a client, a student. I should probably get going to help him finish up before we start our conversation, not a date, Felicity.
Okay, so tomorrow we have the meeting with the people who worship, and we'll investigate the Wizard's Tower. Something's happening tonight. So, Rudy, if you need anything, let us know. There's things afoot. We best all keep our heads up and our ears open. Luckily, yours are very comically large, so I'm sure you'll have no issues with that.
That is just racist.
Sorry, that's very... I'm sorry.
You.
I'm sorry, that was very unwoke of me. I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Lysander's having a rough go of it.
Nice.
Left and right, dude.
Yeah.
Tough look for my guy Lysander.
Listen, he just got some very devastating news, okay? Give the guy some slack.
Oh, well, that
All
makes
right.
it okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I should probably go then back home. I told Lolador that I wouldn't stay out till all hours of the night or something.
Please be safe, Felicity.
I'll do my best. She gives a little salute, and Herky out of her bag pops up and also gives a salute.
CK, you're more than welcome to stay.
Thank you. I will.
Lysander, it sounds like you really never had the opportunity to invite CK. I think that was the plan all along, whether or not you knew it.
This is what I was trying to do like 5 sessions ago. Great. Awesome. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Right after breakfast.
As you all start to go your separate ways, Felicity, you enter back into the home down the river for misplaced children. And you see Lolador standing in the entrance foyer sort of area. She, as you walk in, looks out the window just as the sun dips behind the canopy of red and orange leaves. Well, you couldn't have cut that much closer if you'd tried, but proud of you for getting home on time, Felicity.
I said I would do it tonight, and I promised. So here I am. And I don't have a night mission, so you don't need to worry about that. Not that I've ever done those.
I didn't hear that. There's dinner still in the kitchen. If you want to go ahead and pop over into that and grab something, you're welcome to take it to your room. If you want, just bring any dishes back down in the morning that you take up with you. You're welcome to eat in the kitchen. And I believe Isla is about to head out for her shift in probably about 10 minutes or so, if you're trying to catch her before she leaves, and you head to...
Felicity will nod and then rush, and then thank you, and rush to go grab food so she can go see Isla before Isla leaves.
There are, as you enter the kitchen, laid out on one of the tables, a couple of loaves of bread and some slices of cheese and some thinly sliced meat.
She'll take the bread and the cheese, give the sliced meat to Herky as she makes herself just like a bunch of like little sandwiches quick, and then rushes upstairs.
And lights out in half an hour. You understand me, Felicity?
Yeah, I will, she says as she hears the crackle in her bag of the lantern she keeps on her.
As you enter into your room that you share with a number of the inhabitants of this orphanage, you see that Isla has pulled on her work leather shoulder cape kind of thing that is for shoulder protection, and she puts her pickaxe over her shoulder, grabs her pack. Oh, Felicity, I'm glad that you made it back tonight. Back in time. Lolador seemed in a bit of a mood today. I was worried that you might be getting in trouble if you were late again today.
I told her I promise. Though I didn't tell her I'd do it every night. She says as she sits down and starts eating her sandwich.
Well, I'm glad it at least looks like you're in better shape than you were last night. What happened?
Oh, it's part of the case. Can't say much, but I would be on the lookout for feral animals when you go to work.
Feral animals?
Yeah. I'm fine. Don't worry, she says as she takes off one of her gloves has a singe mark on it that she's cleaning off. She's like, "Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, but And then she pulls out her bread knife to cut her bread, and it still has wolf blood on it, and she cleans that off too.
Oh my god, ew.
She's like, it really bit Rudy real hard, but yeah, there were some feral wolves when we went past there earlier today.
That's unlike... That's not normal. That animals around here are never feral. Everything's always... birds singing in the trees and that's bizarre, but I'll keep an eye out. Thanks for the heads up. Those coworkers of mine, just remember that they said that they would meet you tomorrow morning as well. And I can confirm during our shift tonight, but my my bet would be that they're at the tavern in the cottages after our shift.
Tavern, cottages, got it. And what should I call them besides cultists?
I definitely wouldn't say that. They're just... They are people who really buy into the stories that we were told as children. I wouldn't put a label on it to their face if I were you.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of old nursery rhymes lately. It's kind of annoying, but it's good to know. Hey, Isla, just be careful. Because the wolves attacked in the cottages, so...
I'll be careful, I promise.
Okay. Have fun at work, I guess.
She throws her pack over her shoulder and heads off to her shift. Lysander, CK, what are you two up to as you gear up for night here? Sleepover!
Do you have anything to wind my gears with?
Yeah, and he'll, like, go over to a spare shelf that has a lot of his bits and bops and, more tools and things like that, and he pulls out some oil, some cleaning oil, and a couple of spare rags, and he goes, "Do you want me to rub you down?"
I just need you to wind my gears.
I'll wind them. I thought you said wipe. I thought you said wipe,
them.
buddy.
Wind them.
Well, there goes my plans for the evening. And he puts everything back, and he gets like a like a little monkey wrench and a couple other things to tighten some screws and bolts. And he goes, "Do you want me to wind you up?"
I think
pretty good at
that
it.
won't work, unfortunately.
No?
Do you have, like, a cuckoo clock key?
Okay, and he puts everything back, and he goes, key. No, not that. And he goes, and he's, like, going through the shelves, and I'm assuming he finds some sort of twisting device that could work. Oh, masterful DM.
Yeah, there's something in there that you can find that'll work.
Okay,
There's
good.
something, all right.
Yeah, there's
He
something
finds-
going on.
He finds this nice key-like device, and he kind of measures it up to where you would need it to be, Jimmy. And
It's a hole in my back.
okay. he very nicely sticks it in. He very gingerly, like, remembering what happened last time when he messed with CK, he kind of slowly starts twisting.
I can do it for the 4 hours of rest that I need to do simple resting for. You go to sleep. This
4
will hopefully...
hours?
Yes, I will twist this for 4 hours. And then I will go into shutdown mode, temporarily.
Yeah, sorry, my little fairy arms can't do that. And he'll leave CKB before kind of turning and going, I know that it's been rough with receiving messages from Atticus and memories wiped, and the last conversation we had, you know that if there is something that I can do, I will help you. Whatever it is that needs unlocked or shifted or fixed. If anything at all, I want to make it clear. I'm not one for letting things stay locked away.
Thank you. It's strange. I find myself not finding the words easily. It's hard to feel bad about not having memories when you never had them, but I want them back. I don't know what I'm missing.
Maybe that's a blessing.
But even if it's a blessing, they're mine to have, aren't they?
Yes.
I don't feel whole. It feels like I'm missing a gear.
Sometimes it's hard to know what you're missing when you've had it. And then it gets taken. But I don't know what I would do if I didn't know it all. So, let's try to find that missing gear. Maybe it's not as far away as we think it is.
Are you missing something?
I have for a long time. Hopefully I'll be able to get it back.
I hope so.
Good night, CK.
See you in the morning.
And Lysander will head to his cot. And as the door closes in the little secure room, behind some of the bookshelves, you hear kind of the picking of some music float from that room into the shop.
Ethan, I'm going to do my 4 hours of rest now, so that I hopefully get through the 4 hours of rest before whatever happens tonight happens. And then I'll do the twisting for the 4 hours of long rest that everyone has to take. That I don't.
Okay. As the lamps are dimmed and the music floats through Lysander's shop, we are going to cut over to Rudy. You come bounding in the front door of your dojo just as Jargatar is taking down and putting away the last punching bag from class this evening. And he counts out the coins that you received for the instruction that he gave out today and stores them back in one of the closets because you do not currently have a gold lockbox. Oh, Rudy. Good. I was starting to worry you'd forgotten about our talk.
Come on, man. This is one of two things I have going on in the town right now. I wouldn't blow you off. At least, not when something important's coming up. I can tell you seem a little stressed lately.
Yeah, I know. I just... You seemed distracted the past couple of days too, and just, timing and all of that. Let's sit down. And he pulls around two chairs next to like the front desk area of the dojo.
Are we like sitting on opposite sides?
Not necessarily on like opposite sides, but he is facing you.
Okay, gotcha. I'll pull up one of them. Yeah, I'll just sit on down. Is everything okay, first off? Like I said, you seem stressed, but...
Yeah, everything's okay. I just, how long have we known each other at this point, Rudy? What, 10, 15 years?
Something like that, yeah. Been on the road for most of it.
And over all that time, has there ever been a point where we have felt like we were stable?
Define stable. What do you mean by that? If you're talking like consistent coin, I think although work wasn't guaranteed when it did come in while we were on the road, it made sure that we were supported until we found our next job. I wouldn't say we were ever consistent, but we were comfortable on the road.
I I'd agree with that, but I just... Okay, being back here and visiting with Mom and Pop up in Old Town, I'm starting to think about what if we didn't have to worry about those periods of time where, we have to rely on that bank that we've built up, and, what if we're starting to hit the point where we need some consistency in life, some stability,
Jagatar, that's the whole reason we moved here in the first place.
I know.
I mean this not as a jab in any way. I do not mean this as a jab, but you proposed that we hop off the road to come here so you can be closer to family. I have no large gathering of family here that I'm aware of. I moved here because this is what you considered to be stability, where we could keep doing our thing, what we're good at, and do it in a more comfortable environment. I thought that was the whole reason for coming here.
And it was, but, I mean, Rudy, and he tosses you a bag that holds your half of today's tuition fees. And as you look inside it, there's a single silver piece and 2 bronze pieces inside of it. I mean, at the rate we're going, we're not even gonna to cover the payment on the dojo. I think I'm at the point where I need to make a change. And I'm not saying that I can't, be here at all. There needs to be something else. I've been writing back and forth with my brother, and he's agreed to bring some of his wares into town to get a shop set up for me to run. And I would be more than happy for you to help with that too. But I can't keep doing this full time. It's not paying the bills.
From the start, I knew you'd say that. Moving here was a decision that we both made in an effort to hold on to what we built on the road. And the intention was to take that piece of us and move it here in a more stable place. That's the whole reason we came here. Just keep doing what it is we're doing comfortably. I don't know if I can let go of that. I don't want to give up this position, this career, this skill set I've built up, that we've both built up.
I don't either, but I think we need to accept that those days are past. I'm sorry.
Jagatar, in the most non-condescending way possible, I have just one fatal flaw in your plan here. Who in Old Town, who in the entirety of the Morrow is buying weapons from a store?
It's not just weapons, it's spell scrolls and trinkets and oddities and things like that.
What do you know about trinkets and spell scrolls?
I know enough to take coin from people when they need to buy them. I mean, look at the blacksmith down the road. He's the only one in down the river, and he's making out like a bandit because he's the only one who can supply those things. Think about all of the farmers outside of town and what having access to magic could do to help them.
So what do you propose happens to the dojo?
I'm happy to let you make that decision. I'm happy to be here and help part-time when I can. If you want to switch over to the shop with me, I'm happy for that as well. But at the most, for me, it's gotta become something secondary. I'll let you take some time to think it over. And he gets up and kind of gives you like squeezes your shoulder, and he heads out of the dojo.
Rudy is firmly rooted into this chair for the next hour or so. He does not move. He keeps replaying this conversation in his head, kind of fiddling with his hands nervously in the dark, empty dojo before he will stand up, leave both of the chairs empty at this desk, and make his way into the closet. And he will make his way down to the nearest mat, lay himself down with his small his little pillow, and he will grab that small flask from underneath and tuck himself into bed.
As Rudy pulls that thin blanket over him with his flask in hand, as Lysander plucks notes melancholically in his shop, and CK continues to wind their gears as Felicity tosses and turns in bed, turning over the facts and the hypotheses of this case. You can all, number one, take a long rest, and number two, level up to level 5.
Yippee!
Yo, let's go! Woo!
Rudy
Let's
does
go.
not celebrate.
Oh, it's so good. I get a little bit more survivability.
As the crickets chirp into the night, and you all start to drift into an uneasy sleep, Atticus's warning still playing in your minds. Lysander, a mental ping jolts you out of your unrestful dozing.
Ow! What the? Sorry.
Something has set off the alarm that you set around the bonfire.
Lysander immediately sits up.
As you shoot up out of bed, that is where we're going to end today's session. Thank you for listening to this episode of Performance Check. If you've been enjoying the show, please consider subscribing to our channel on YouTube and following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram at performance_check_D&D for updates about the show and peeks behind the scenes. Performance Check is an original Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. All settings, situations, and characters in this story are completely fictional. The cast of Performance Check consists of Michael Soliski as Felicity, Jimmy Lancaster as CK373, Evan Marshall as Rudy, and Claudia Cromley as Lysander. The game is DM'd by Ethan Mann. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next session.